Hey guys, welcome back to the Macro Trader Update. Today is Thursday, March 21st. So what we got on the agenda today is we'll do a quick summary of the FO and the kind of the outcomes of the meeting with the Fed. We'll talk a little bit about and look at the technicals for the overall market. We'll talk about the Bitcoin ETF flows. We'll take a look at how Bitcoin's doing technically. And then we did, fairly large upgrade and overhaul of the Robinhood account. So just wanted to kind of run through that with you guys as well too. So let's dive in. Okay, so for the Spark Notes or quick version of the FOMC meeting, Ted here has a nice post, a nice summary. It's just 3 rate cuts happening this year despite inflation remaining higher than the Fed's expectation rate. And then growth has been, outlook has been upgraded for this year as well too. So I think Ted does a good summary. So I think the highlights for me for FOMC is going to be that the Fed, everybody, coming into that meeting was worried that they were going to just cut only 2 times this year at the end of the year, and that the 3 that were kind of priced in from the last meeting were going to change. But that was really good news for the market. So that was basically left unchanged. And we talked about this a little bit about yesterday. I think the sentiment and then the positioning of the market coming into the meeting was relatively bearish. So just didn't think that meeting was going to be great for the news. So that actually was really good news. And a lot of the markets rallied right through that. So I think right now that was a big risk on move. Hence, we made some changes to the Robinhood portfolio and then just some of my overall portfolios just as a big risk on move. And then, basically the Fed also, raised GDP outlook, not by a lot, but a couple of basis points is there. So GDP and just the growth of the economy looks to be a little bit higher for 2024. And I think the major thing that Ted here doesn't outline, but I watched the daily briefing on Real Vision, and Darius Dale, and I'll put a link in there for you guys below for the Real Vision video as well too. Darius kind of goes into the last piece of the component that not a lot of people were looking at, which was really the slowdown of the balance sheet runoff. So what essentially the Fed has been doing, and Darius kind of calls it like fake QT, which is quantitative tightening. So basically it's just making liquidity less out there, and they've been trying to stipend or lessen the effects of the liquidity. But I think that was a major highlight that a lot of people missed, that Darius got really right, was that they're actually going to be slowing down the rate of QT or fake QT, which means that, that's just adds on to the risk on sentiment that I've been feeling and been hearing about as well too. So again, I think the whole entire FOMC meeting was really great for risk assets. Things rally added there, and then we added a couple of things to adjust for positioning in there as well too. So let's dive over to just how the overall markets look technically and how the overall market reacted yesterday. So looking at the overall market, SPY or the SPY right now today is up, half a percentage point, and it's kind of been on a kind of continuous grinding up. Right now it's trading at 523, and we don't really have any resistance. Already kind of blew past this one resistance that we had for 522, but nothing there, and no other major kind of supports. Again, I think the market's going to kind of continue grinding higher from here, and really some of these major supports like 493 and 515 should hold relatively easy. Same thing with the NASDAQ, is up a whole percentage point today. Right now it was trading at 448, which is above the next support level here at 436. Again, I think this is going to kind of continue to grind higher, and we'll kind of see this make all-time highs right now. Don't have any up projections right there, but both the overall market from the S&P and the NASDAQ have been doing pretty well. Just kind of show you the risk on mood and kind of the reaction to what the Fed had to say yesterday in the meeting. And then yesterday, the VIX is down 5%. So we're trading at 13 right now. And I think it's going to kind of, again, continue trading in this range. And it doesn't look like there's any kind of fear and volatility right now in the markets. So moving over to the dollar, I think the dollar had a fairly big move yesterday. Yesterday, it was down almost half a percentage point. So I think we were talking and kind of updating you guys right now is that the dollar right now should be on a downtrend, and that's really good for risk assets. It seems like we had a major top here at around 104. And, some lower targets we have here are really the 101 region, and then the lower 102.62 for the Bollinger Bands here as well too. So I think the market's kind of at least the dollar index going to kind of continue to go down here. We did put on a dollar Aussie trade here just to kind of see this weakness in the dollar. but overall it looks good. Looking at the 2-year notes, the value went up, so it means that real yields for the front end of the curve have been going down, which is also good for risk assets as well too. And it's very similar in the 10-year note here as well too. It's kind of a reversing trend right now. We're probably going to see the value of the 10-year and the long end of the curve continue to go up, and we'll also see those yields on the long end of the curve back down as well too. So looking at gold is relatively flat today, but was up 2161, another kind of almost another peak for the high. Gold's trying to break out right now, but at least failing to do that. I think it's probably going to hold this, continue trading sideways, and then probably go for this breakout. Right now we have an upper target for gold for around $2,300 for gold. Looking at oil right now, so oil is down 1.76%. I think it's been consolidating for a while, so I did add a couple of trades onto my oils future as well too, and we kind of reviewed how you guys can trade a USO as an alternative if you guys don't have a futures account. And overall, oil still looks like it's on this really good trend right here. Basically hit this resistance here at $83, and then we have some some upper targets here of $85. And I think this is oil's kind of continue to grind up as the economic activity kind of picks up again. And then some lower targets here. Essentially, I think we should be holding this 81.65 level, and then the worst case scenario will be bouncing off this moving average at like around $78, $79. So I have my stop there for my oil's future trade as well too. So with that, let's go over to Bitcoin. So looking at the Bitcoin ETF flows, again, yesterday on the 20th, we had another outflow day of about 261 million right now. Again, most of that is coming from GBTC right now. So we did have these 3 days here in a row of Bitcoin outflows from the major ETFs. Again, I don't think, this is kind of a major trend until maybe we see like another day or $300, $400, $500 million worth of outflows every single day. But again, I think from the FOMC meeting and the minutes, I think it's going to be risk on. We'll kind of take a look at the market to see how things are doing. But we probably weren't as bullish as Bitcoin as we were seeing these inflows, and that's probably why I was able to hit kind of the all-time highs. But I think I'll keep my eye out on these flows for now and kind of continue to follow these with you guys to see when and if this does get worse, or if it does reverse trend and we get some more continued inflows into Bitcoin. So looking at the charts and then DeMark indicators for Bitcoin right now, we have a 1 buy countdown indicating the general direction is down. We did kind of bottom here on this big wick down to about 60,000. So I'm not quite sure. I think looking at these charts here for Bitcoin, I think maybe we're going to be trading sideways. I think, some of the other trades and some other things people have been listening to is that, we're probably going to see this run from big tech and crypto broadening out to the major other markets like the Russell and some of the other maybe financials and some of the other sectors that weren't performing so well. So we'll kind of keep an eye out and see how things go. It could be that Bitcoin might be taking a little bit of a breather here. RSI is kind of oversold here. So again, I'm not as bullish as it was before, but kind of probably trading sideways for a little bit. And I think this will allow, other altcoins and some of our miners positions also did pretty well as well too. So I think maybe this consolidation is kind of needed. Right now, we have some upper targets here for 79,000 and nothing after that. But again, we should be holding this 59,000 level right here, and it's well above that. And another level here for you guys to watch out for is this 64,000 level. So if it starts breaking some of these levels, then we'll be a little concerned. But right now, I think a sideways chop until it makes its next leg higher. Looking at the hourly, right now we have a buy setup for 5, indicating just kind of the general direction is down or sideways right now. We have some upper targets right here for 72,000 and some lower targets here for 62,000 and also 60,000. And then we have, some major support here at 55,000. So hourly chart, not telling us much besides probably going to be trading in this range between, 72,000 and 60,000 and until we kind of break out of this region for now. And then looking at the weekly, Weekly still looks, again, constructive. We did hit this. We're in the RSI for overbought. So again, we could consolidate and it doesn't always have to drop in price. We can also consolidate over time as well too. And then this will maybe get us out of this overbought region so that we can, again, continue to rally as well past this. We did see this a couple of months ago during, the December timeframe. We consolidated sideways for a little bit before making this big move higher as well too. So again, we could probably see another couple of weeks of consolidation and then hopefully a break higher as well too. So that's looking at Bitcoin at a technical level. Again, I really do think looking at the charts here, maybe be trading sideways for a little bit. So not much going on here in terms of Bitcoin. And just wanted to kind of cover this wealth umbrella indicator tool that we talked about yesterday as well too, just to quickly go over this with you guys. They broke it out to different regions of the coloration. And so green, as you can see back here, is just kind of where we're kind of uptrending, but not going parabolic yet. This is when we get to this blue region here is when we start going parabolic. I'm thinking we're somewhere within, this region of the curve, and we still got, these move higher to go as well too. So again, right now, the current regime right now is just in this green region. And so we'll still have this blue region to kind of follow out and making a break higher. They also use on-chain metrics as well too to see some of this risk right now. And so, we do see a blue region is probably the riskiest right now. And we saw this past year as well too, consolidate a little bit, but then still get higher. Again, I wouldn't be worried until we get, past this 4 level right here for risk. And that's maybe something we're going to be reaching the next couple of months when we start heading towards that $100,000 range there. So quickly want to kind of go over this long-term tool with you guys. And then lastly, I want to cover with you guys is just a quick update on our Robinhood account. So right now, our portfolio value is about $4,100, so pretty good. We did have a good rally yesterday with CleanSpark and some of the miners there as well too. I did, make a couple of major changes here in the portfolio. What essentially did was just sell some of our CleanSpark shares on that uptrend and yesterday's move, just so we could get some funds to buy some more long dated calls. So I actually sold the 300 something calls that we had for AMD and bought 240 calls for May 17th. Also added broadband AVGO 2100 calls for May 17th as well too. I think right now the tech run and this bullish sentiment is going to kind of continue for us, and some of these major tech and AI companies are going to be running. Again, I don't think it's going to reach $2,100 by May time frame, but I wanted to kind of use this as leverage and then trade this appreciation. So we'll kind of hold on to this position for another week or two and see how well this does, and then we'll kind of let go with this and kind of continue trading some of these names as well too. Similar, we bought a 1480 call in June 21st for LRCX. Again, this is another AI tech play, and also bought Micron $130 calls for June 21st as well too. And let's see how they are doing today. So these have been doing pretty good today. So AMD's down a little bit, but this broadband is up 6%. Lam Research is up about 8%, and then Mu's up about 14% as well too. Mu had a big, Micron had a big overnight move of like around 15% over there. So really good sign. They had earnings and they are actually positive. They beat expectations by a decent amount there as well too. Just looking at how they did right now for their earnings, as you can see, they were expected at negative $26 a share, and we're able to hit 42 cents a share here for profit. So just a really big beat on the market, and I think this is gonna kind of continue here with Micron. And again, all these other positions we still had in place from our previous portfolio. So no big updates here as well too. And again, we just kind of sold a little bit of our CleanSpark position just to kind of fund some of these other calls. So that's just a little bit of an update on the Robinhood account for you guys. It's nice to kind of see it in the green and make it some gains for us. So, like and subscribe and kind of continue to follow me as we kind of continue to manage this Robinhood portfolio, where I'm mostly going to be trading, high volatility and then also options as well through this, and then just to see what kind of returns we can make on this account as well too. So at least I felt as though and we're gonna kind of progress through this and kind of change my trading mindset as well through this. I think we were kind of got too many eggs in our basket right now with CleanSpark and some of the Bitcoin miners, so just want to kind of diversify out and just to make the portfolio. I run a very volatile portfolio, as you can see. but that you have to take some of these risks for some of these gains. So continue to follow me just to see how I trade and how I invest, and kind of see how we are able to grow this account over the next indefinitely. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update for today, and I'll check you guys out tomorrow.